This is fucking crazy. We have a little conversation. The horseshoe is fighting itself. So when you talk about the political horseshoe, we're talking about extreme left, extreme right, and at the bottom of the horseshoe, they kind of get together. Now, with Hasan Piker, Brown Fabio, who recently got banned for talking more shit about Israel, he said Zionist pigs, and he's like, oh, I got banned from Twitch. I took a slap on the wrist for a couple days from Twitch, but you know what? Fuck Israel and fuck ICE and fuck Zionists. So he doubles down on it, and this is his big chest-beating moment. He is a Muslim roach, a straight-up roach, and he has been mocked for this. He is a meme. We're witnessing this. This is Hasan and one of his little, what is it, soy jack? I don't know the name of this style. But Nick Fuentes, who is, you know, a cunt in his own right, but he is correct on Hasan. His hatred for Hasan is exhilarating. But he has made some comments which have crossed the line, shall we say. But I just want you to witness this little fight between, it's not so little, between these two guys, because it's being witnessed by millions of people. So it starts with this. Twitch has banned Hasan Piker for his comments on ICE. So this dude cannot stop thinking about Israel, talking about Israel. He's upset. Israel has won another war. They wiped out 70,000 people, apparently. That's the number that we're agreeing upon, even though they lie about it all the time and inflate that number to like hundreds of thousands of gazillions of gabillions. It's true. It's a gabillion Palestinians have died. And
immigration action.
And he's sitting here trying to talk about Minneapolis and the shit going on with ICE, and he's like, here's how it's related to fuck the Jews.
The administration took was literally try to deport anti-Israel protesters. Try to deport people
Israel, noun, verb, Israel, rent-free in my brain hole. Israel.
For writing articles in their...
Hey, Muslim guy, thanks for the Duna kebabs. We love that shit. But now that we have the recipe, we don't really need you here.
Student newspaper against Israel, hurting Israel's feelings. And then they still act like this is not the identical situation.
Israel, it's so close to Israel. You know, when you have guys with guns who are like winning, like the ICE agents in Minneapolis, it reminded me of Israel. Because Israel, and also Israel. Fucking loser, holy shit. And so he comes in, Israel's, and he never capitalizes because it's cool, man. It's cool like that. Low key, I don't use caps. Israel's censorship regime, DHS, what is that? What is DHS? Department of Homeland Security, okay. Has lists of American, quote, domestic terrorists. There's no such thing as terrorism. Also, my favorite flag is Hezbollah. By the way, Hezbollah got its shit pushed in again by Israel today. Go check the IDF timeline on that. They surveil on the basis of their anti-Israel and anti-ICE activism. This is the most cringe shit in the universe. He's trying to combine anti-Israel and anti-ICE. That was a nasty hiccup. If you cover it, you'll get banned over frivolous rules that ADL will establish ahead of time. Surely this will make people love Israel. Okay. Dude, you fucking lost, you stupid goober bitch. And then that gets 1 million views. And then Nicholas Fuentes, the ambassador of the Mexican race, comes in and says, it's Jewish censorship, not just Israel. But you'll never go there. So he says, don't even... See, you're coded to say anti-Israel shit. And he's happy to say it. As a Muslim, as a communist, as a LARPing champagne socialist, he's happy to say anti-Israel in every other sentence that he utters. But you know, he doesn't want to fully go anti-Jewish. Nick Fuentes is like, no, I'll go anti-Jewish. Hold my beer. It's not Israel, it's the Jews. And so he's willing to talk about the fact that Israel is the Jewish state, and people that love and support Israel are in support of Jewish interests, and it's Jews that are behind Israel. And it's like a one-to-one. I mean, we're talking about the same thing, but he doesn't fully want to go there because that's anti-Semitic. I'm against anti-Semitism, but also fuck Israel. Okay. You know, it's a lot of people don't understand my stance about Armenia. I loathe Armenia. I hate the country. Fuck Armenia. I talk about fuck Armenia every day of my life. Am I anti-Armenian? No. I love the Armenian people. Nothing against the Armenian people. Oh, the homeland of the Armenians? Fuck that. I wish that country didn't exist. They have no right to exist. I want Armenia, the country, to be vaporized. But I'm not anti-Armenian. I hope you understand that nuance. And it's unbelievable. So then he responds to that and gets fucking ratioed 675 to 572K. I won't go there because I'm not a fucking moron. And it's not about Judaism, no matter how hard you, Jonathan Greenblatt, and Mark Levine all claim it's tied. Get your booger-eating, bi-curious, Mexican Nazi ass out of here and go sell some more Epstein hoodies, little man. So the claim that he eats boogers has not been substantiated. There is a video of him doing it, but, you know, aside from that, bi-curious, that's, you know, a compliment to him to call him bi-curious. He's never fucked a woman. So I would say we're well past bi-curious. Mexican, true. Nazi, you would think like this is an insult. This is like what a 10-year-old girl would, you're a Nazi. This is a really embarrassing thing, but Hasan actually means it. He actually thinks this dude's a Nazi. So Hasan, just a word to the wise as a history, not a history major, a graduate of the history department of UCLA, with a special reverence to the largest event of human history of the past 100 years. The Nazis would have nothing to do with Nick Fuentes at all. Okay. He is Catholic. They were Catholic, most of them. So there's that. But they were not big into closeted gay Mexicans who ate their boogers. So these are disqualifying things that the Nazis just wouldn't be having that. So he's not a fucking Nazi. But whatever. And a reference to the Epstein shit is stupid. The fact that he's little, yes, he is a little man. So you got him there. But he came back. Let's watch and continue. Only 420,000, so almost nobody saw this. Yeah, bro, the Jewish State of Israel, the ADL, project of, I don't know how to pronounce this, B'nai B'rith, okay? ADL is highly Jewish and supports Israel, yes. And their Jewish billionaire benefactors have nothing to do with Jewishness. Laughing my fucking ass off. So we have millennial on Gen Z violence here happening. And he's calling out Hasan. He's like, Hasan, everyone knows you're anti-Jewish. So I'm just going one step beyond that because I'm on the right side of the horseshoe and you're on the left side. And I'm just acknowledging that I hate the Jews. Even though he says he doesn't, but he does. You say supporting ICE is Zionist? That's retarded. What the fuck does that even mean? I support the removal of immigrants from our country. Therefore, I support the nation state of Israel. Said nobody ever. But mass migration is the most Jewish policy of all time, and you are a collaborator. Okay? In response to that, Hasan Piker says, you think Jews are monolithic because you are simple-minded. You believe in tribalism. I recognize class. You foment enmity. Who says that word? Enmity? Can we get a definition check on that? Against entire subgroups and divide the working class because you're a slave to Trump and billionaires that all defend Israel because of their investments. So this is just like word salad puke of just a commie dipshit from frat bro. Class is a thing of working class and billionaires and Trump and subgroups and monolithic. Hasan Piker, like, share, subscribe. To which Nick Fuentes said, I didn't vote for Trump, dumbass. You're not working class. You are a millionaire live streamer getting paid by Amazon. And they don't defend Israel because of their investments. They are captured by the Israel lobby, which is motivated. What? Okay, it wasn't me. Which is motivated by messianic fanatical race loyalty. 2.1 million views. Would be awesome to see a debate between Nick Fuentes and Hasan Piker. That shall not be happening. And it's not because Nick doesn't want to do it. It's because Hasan doesn't want to do it. Hasan doesn't want to recognize Nick, so he has changed his whole tune to even address him. And the fact that they're having a back and forth is embarrassing and cringe and funny. But here's what Nick said. Nick went on the record and said a few things. Let's try to follow his train of thought. I'm going to have to chastise Nick here, but watch.
Hasan Piker just got banned on Twitch, which W's in the chat.
Okay, but it's not a ban. This has happened like 8 times previously. So this is a slap on the wrist, a symbolic gesture that amounts to nothing. and it actually helps him. So it's just a news cycle of him getting attention to play the victim, to double down on the so-called reason he was banned, which is to use Zionist as a negative slur and to say Zionist pigs. I mean, he has used so many anti-Semitic things. He doesn't care. He's like a full-fledged member of Hamas, but not even, because he's too much of a pussy. So it's like he is a LARPing Hamas member, like from LA. Guy's a dork, but whatever.
Hasan Piker just got banned on Twitch for calling supporters of ICE Zionist pigs.
And can someone please link the dots here? If you are supportive of ICE, you therefore are supporting a foreign country. What? It has nothing to do with anything. If you support ICE, that means you support America. That's what that means.
He says, if you support ICE, you're a Zionist pig. Really? Once again, it's like, what is the value of someone like that? Hasan Piker is human garbage.
Agreed. True. I mean, what he's saying makes no sense, is totally ridiculous. It is amusing, though, for Nick Fuentes to be calling out Hasan Piker. This is, again, like, he is right. He is human garbage. But where Nick goes with this is also insane and radical and not to be defended. But what he's about to say to Hasan it's very interesting. And Hasan cannot come back to this because there will be death threats made here. Now, death threats are bad. Death threats are not good. A call to violence is bad. This is something Hasan does all the time. Nick Fuentes is locked and loaded, and he is just openly calling for the death of Hasan Piker. Or sorry, the murder of Hasan Piker. Will he be banished for this? Banished from what? He's already been banished. Will he be called out for it? No. Hasan can't really chirp about this because Hasan calls for the death of everybody. Hasan is saying somebody should kill the president. He's happy someone killed Charlie Kirk. He doesn't condemn the killing of random Jews at embassies, Israeli embassies. Like, the guy is a terrorist. He's like full on board with terrorism.
I didn't know they stack shit that high.
Oh.
Hasan Piker is human trash who should be deported back to Turkey.
Under the grounds of what? Yeah, I mean, ideally he would be deported. I don't want him around. Fuck, he's in my city. But, I mean, you can't really start deporting people. That's fascism. That's authoritarianism. I mean, the guy has his papers. He's legally here.
Honestly, we should just put him in the ocean like Osama bin Laden.
Okay, so that escalated quickly. We killed Osama bin Laden for the attack he organized for 9/11. Hasan thought we deserved 9/11. Hasan is in favor of terrorist groups. He is against America and our interests. That is true. But are you saying we should kill him and dump his body in the ocean? I think that's what you just said.
That shit that high. Hasan Piker is human trash who should be deported back to Turkey. Honestly, we should just put him in the ocean like Osama bin Laden. We should just give him a watery grave like bin Laden. Just tie weights to his ankles and throw him overboard. I don't care who the fuck does it.
Okay. So this is part of the clunky charm of Nick Fuentes, that he says radical, extreme shit. I mean, you would think this is tongue-in-cheek, but there's no part of this guy that is kidding right now. I mean, the fact that this would go out to millions of people and spread around social media is, it's a dangerous precedent to set. Of course, Hasan has already set this precedent, so he can't really complain. But, he's calling for Hasan Piker to be killed? By anybody? I think he actually asked the IDF to do it.
I don't care if the IDF does it. Hey, Netanyahu, if you can hear us, can you do us a solid?
Nick Fuentes is asking Netanyahu to kill Hasan Piker. No, surely this is hyperbole, no? No, in real life he is saying this. Now, is Hasan going to take the bait and try to play victim after this? I mean, what is that going to do or establish to have the IDF kill Hasan Piker? By the way, if Hasan Piker dies, the IDF will be blamed, no matter what. But man, I mean, the guy, he goes out publicly. He goes and does speeches. He's in Minnesota right now, making that all about him and making it all about fuck Israel somehow. So, it's the fuck around and find out thing. Karmically speaking, commonsensically speaking, If you are Hasan Piker and you are supportive of 9/11 and you're asking people to go kill your political enemies like Rick Scott or Donald Trump, you're celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, you are in support of terrorist groups who are genocidal towards Israelis and Jews, don't you think the world, the universe, another human being is going to catch wind of that and punish you? Do you think you're going to be punished? When I talk about Luca Magnotta, the killer of kittens and Asian gay guys from the movie Don't Fuck with Cats, he killed kittens and filmed it and broadcast it. He uploaded that. Do you think that if you kill kittens, the universe is going to reward you? What do you think is going to happen to you? Now, it's not that a kitten is going to maul you to death, or a tiger, or a panther. It's not going to be poetic justice like that. You might get arrested for having killed cats. You might get into an accident. A car might hit you. At some point, your stupid ass is going to meet a consequence that will be your fate. It will be your destiny. Your character is your destiny. And so, yes, he was caught in a German internet cafe, and he is serving time for having murdered a guy. I don't know if they even booked him on the murdering of the cats. What happens to him in prison? Is he going to be shivved in prison? Maybe there's a cat lover in the Canadian prison he's in Quebec, who's like, you know what? Fuck this dude. Maybe he gets AIDS. This is not a mystical force. This is common sense energy, cause and effect. A leads to B leads to C. This is action reaction. You cannot do shit in a certain way. It will catch up to you one way or another. And for Hasan Piker to have put the hatred into the world that he has done, his vile anti-Jewish, anti-Israeli, anti-American, anti-capitalist, anti-human beings, he has called for the murder of human beings. Okay, he is an inbred Muslim, not kidding, that's not an exaggeration. He is literally an inbred Muslim douchebag whose uncle has killed 4 cops. He himself has openly called for the murder of human beings and openly supports terrorist groups. So when a radical dude like Nick Fuentes gets up here and is joking, not even joking, about having him killed, where do you think this conversation goes? Who is going to listen to this message? Is there a case being built that Hasan Piker will no longer live? Will there be a radical out there who goes, you know what, fuck it, I'll take some action? Like some guy took action against Charlie Kirk, who was supposed to have a debate with Hasan Piker. And now Hasan Piker jokes and memes about his death. If Nick Fuentes was murdered and a guy was sent to Nick Fuentes, or a guy showed up at his doorstep with a gun and tried to kill him, do you think Hasan Piker would celebrate that? Would he laugh? Would he smoke a cigar? Would he turn it into a meme? Of course he would. Hasan Piker doesn't give a fuck. And it's not just Nick Fuentes, it's you. It's anyone an inch to the right of him he doesn't give a fuck about and would celebrate their death. When the Queen of England died, a woman he doesn't know and has done nothing wrong to him, he celebrated her death. On that grounds alone, the dude's an enemy of the state. He's the enemy of us, enemy of any English person, he's the enemy of any European person. Fuck him. Fuck this dude. And I would not shed one tear if he is gone, but you cannot call for violence against people. And Nick doesn't give a shit because he has fuck you money and he's already been canceled. So he's just like, I'm just going to let it all hang out. Fuck it.
Netanyahu, if you're listening, you know what do you know what would get all of Gen Z white guys, right-wingers to support Israel again? You need to go Maduro on Hasan Piker and fucking throw him in the ocean.
We didn't throw Maduro in the ocean. We put him on trial. I'd like for Hasan Piker to be put on trial or to be imprisoned for all the shit he does. But, that's amusing. And, he adds this sort of quality of extreme rhetoric, but it's also trying to be entertaining. So, yes, people would change their mind on Israel if they got rid of Hasan Piker. Yeah, probably people would like it, right? That doesn't mean you get to do it.
give him a watery grave. You want us to support Israel? You want to make the case? Why should we ally with Israel? You know, that would be a start. That would be a good first step. I see Hasan Piker. He goes, if you support these ICE deportations, you're a Zionist pig. Dude, they are African Muslims that are fucking stealing from us. And he's over there glazing them. He's over there in Minneapolis with that guy that ran for mayor. He's over there LARPing as a communist. He's got his general secretary costume on. He's got his Mao Zedong shirt on. He's got his Ushanka on.
Yes.
And he's over there LARPing like some kind of socialist revolutionary instead of a champagne socialist, which is what he is.
It's utterly and completely cringe. It amounts to nothing. And it's all like just sport to gawk at, again, the word gawk, and just be sort of horrified by, like, oh my God, you're a pointless freak, until somebody starts dying. So when you start supporting terrorist acts, like, you know, he's buddy-buddy with these kneecap guys in Ireland, or with Bob Villain, you know, and death to the IDF, like, just let's start killing people. So the loserdom of these punk bitches, these weak men that would never in a million years join the military like I did. I served twice. I served my country 2 tours, no stolen valor. They don't have it in them to do that. And so, but with their rhetoric, they want to pretend like they're hardcore. And so from their comfy gamer chair, they're going to talk mad shit. And that actually does ramp up. And one of their losers in their audiences, and there's no oversight for this, they should not have TV shows. I'm dating myself by acting like anything on the internet is TV. Okay. But the point is, they would not be on the air. They would not have an audience had this been any other time, like 2007 and 8 and prior. You would never have heard from these people. So they would have no power. And it's a freaking freak show, and it's a debacle, or what Candace Owens would call a debacle.
So it was a philosophy class called Senior Sem, and he used to come in every day with a debacle, and he would ask us to just work through the philosophical question. I remember that whole debacle. This debacle with her earrings. The Hamptons debacle came up. The Brett Kavanaugh hearings and debacle involved in this entire debacle, okay? The FISA debacle. His recent non-vote on the FISA debacle, Kanye West debacle, Christ is King debacle to Christ is King debacle. That's the Jeffrey Epstein debacle. And Jeffrey Epstein, this whole debacle could never had any sort of a debacle ever in my life. I think that these people are not humans, that they're sentinels that maybe look like humans. That
What a debacle. Anybody else feel the same way?
Debacle? Insane. But no, they do have these audiences, and they say stupid shit like that, and they ramp up with their radical speech, and people do die. Okay, so that's why it is noteworthy to be like, whoa, guys. What the F are we talking about here? So the most radical canceled dude on the right is calling for the death of the most popular radical stupid-ass buttfuck of a streamer on the left, saying give him a watery grave? That's the current temperature of the discourse? Huh? So what is Hasan going to say back to this? Is he going to say someone should kill Nick Fuentes? Like, and then when the bullets start flying, how many figures like this, like honestly, if someone did kill Hasan, or if someone did kill Nick Fuentes, that could trigger many, many more killings. And it's like, they would completely celebrate it. It would be absolutely celebrated if someone killed Nick Fuentes on the left. Big time. Now, if someone killed Hasan, it would be a terrible precedent. I mean, I hate the guy. I don't want him to be dead. I would prefer I want to see his final form as being a fat fucking Muslim, like his uncle. So I'm enjoying the inflating of his carcass. Don't rob me of that. Jesus Christ.
And he's over there with these anti-white, anti-American Muslims that shouldn't even be here. They're stealing from the taxpayer.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, if you want these people gone, you're a Zionist pig. It's like, first of all, you love Jews, okay?
What?
First of all, you would lay down for Alex Soros.
Well, yeah, if he loves Jews who hate Israel, he loves certain Jews who serve him. So like my enemy is my friend.
What are you talking about? These people want to flank us and say, if you support a strong immigration policy, they say, you're a Zionist, you're pro-Israel. You want to play that game?
So he's saying they flank us, which is interesting. He's talking about someone on the far left flanking him on the right. So this is how backward and stupid this is. They are so far left that they are on the right.
I don't think you do. Because you notice the left is now trying to outflank the right and say, well, if you support mass deportations, you're not a pure enough Israel hater. You really want to go down that road? Is that something that you think is a good idea? You think you have escalation control over that? Because we admire Hitler, so I don't think you want to go there.
Oh my God. We are pulling rank on each other as to how anti-Jewish we are. Wow. You think you're anti-Jewish? I admire Hitler. So, mic drop. That is some bicurious Mexican energy right there. Holy shit. And it's so sad because it's the same LARP. It's the same, I want to be hardcore. So you have this little virgin talking about, I like Hitler. It's just like, okay, kid, here's a lollipop, scram, you bother me. Like, Jesus H fucking Christ, go do some push-ups. Like, touch grass, touch ass, touch anything. Like, have a fucking life. That's ridiculous. But it's like, I want to be hardcore and powerful. So do I, says Hasan Piker. I want to go to China. Like, let me go. He would go to Palestine, but he's afraid to die because the IDF might kill him. So he's a massive and inflamed pussy. It's ridiculous. But like, just listen to this conversation. Like, what is Hasan going to respond to this? I think he's streaming today on YouTube, and he has to address this, right?
Hasan Piker wants to step to us and say, you're not anti-Israel enough. Really? Because, you're not really critical of Jews at all.
Okay, well, let's agree that both of you hate Israel sufficiently. Okay, I don't even know what... It's weird. In their world, the degree to which you hate Israel is a good thing, that you should put like a star. Well, don't put a star on. That has a history to it. But you get credit for hating Israel the most. And you're saying he's afraid to say he's anti-Jewish? Yeah, because he can't really defend it. Everything he does is anti-Jewish. He's a fan of Hezbollah and Hamas. I mean, what do we...
He goes on Twitter and says, this is Israel censorship. No, bro, it's Jewish censorship.
Factual, truthful. I mean, if you're being banned in America for saying something about Israel... You're right. It is Jewish people who have influenced Twitch or Amazon or YouTube or whatever. They literally sit on the council. So like YouTube talked to the ADL, and the ADL's like, here are the people you should ban. Now, ironically, they banned me, and I'm one of the bigger supporters of Israel, but okay, whatever. So he is correct. It's not Israeli censorship. It is Jewish censorship coming from America. And Nick Fuentes is flexing on the fact that Hasan is afraid to call out the real issue, which is Jews. That's not my opinion, that's their opinion. And Hasan has to use Israel. So he's like, wink, wink, it's Israel that I'm mad at, not Jews. It's totally ridiculous.
It is Jewish billionaires, it is Jewish organizations, and Israel is the Jewish state.
Correct, and he downplays that.
And what binds left-wing and right-wing Jews in America to the cause of Israel is their Jewishness. Their Jewish identity. You ready to go there? You want to take it there?
No, he can't. He's afraid to take it there, and he has his little buzzwords and his talking points, and he's happy to live in the dopey world in which he lives.
You sure about that? And it's funny because leave it to the dumbest leftist in America, Hasan Piker, the biggest numbskull, the biggest meathead idiot, to make that tactical mistake.
I like that he used numbskull and meathead. Those are words that could have been said in the 1950s, but okay, we got a throwback here.
He's daring the right to be more anti-Semitic. Bring it on. You want to be in an anti-Semite competition with the far right? Bring it on.
What am I watching?
I don't think you want to play that game. You want to start down that road?
Unbelievable. Oh my God. It's so crazy because it's like, dude, you're both anti-Semitic. So... but we live in a world where they're brazenly and openly anti-Semitic, and it's like, that's the business model. That's why I'm popular and rich, is because I'm anti-Semitic.
If you support ICE, you're a Zionist pig. Really? If you support white genocide and mass immigration, you're a Jewish shill. How about that?
Yeah, but he's happy to do that. Him and the Jewish people who are against white people, they have the same interest. He doesn't like white people, and he is happy with the project of seeing them diminished and bred out of existence or having their demographics lessened. He's 100% in favor of that, which is why he's anti-ICE.
And that's the truth. They want to say that enforcing immigration is they make this abstruse argument that that's pro-Israel. Yeah, well, I would contend that mass immigration and diversity is a Jewish plot, which it obviously is.
I mean, I don't know how he gets to that conclusion. It's a Jewish plot. I mean, first of all, by sheer numbers, they're not anywhere near as prevalent as other people who... So in other words, there's millions upon millions of people who are pro-immigration and open borders who are not Jewish. They are disproportionately on the far left, so... You know, that is a real thing. But to say it's a Jewish plot, that's when people are like, what kind of conspiracy bullshit is this? Like, you could trace back these policy decisions, including the big one in the 1960s that changed the wording and eliminated the whole thing of, you know, from white European countries, got rid of that. And also you're downplaying all of the brown and black people and Asians who are jumping through the border. Like, those people are operating out of self-interest. Those people are not Jewish. So the hordes of Mexicans in California, how are you blaming that on Jews? I mean, and by the way, even if there are some Jews involved in those policy decisions or in pushing for that agenda, that doesn't give a pass to the actual people who are flooding the country and violating our laws, or to all the white people who partake in this too. So there's, you know, a gazillion white schmucks who are completely in favor of this.
And I would debate anybody on that. I would debate Hasan Piker. Hey,
How? He's dead and buried in a watery grave.
Ryan Grimm that never met a third world shithole that he didn't fall in love with.
That's why it's called the Turd World.
Caping for Haiti and caping for all these other countries. When Ilhan Omar got sprayed with apple cider vinegar, did you see the video? She tries to charge her attacker. Ryan Grimm tweeted, "That's classic Ilhan." Classic Ilhan. She's going to try to confront her attacker.
Yeah, and Jussie Smollett said in front of a crowd of people in the immediate aftermath of his quote-unquote hate crime that he was the gay Tupac and that he fought back.
Dude, you are anti-white garbage. He sees this...
Nick, I give you... Please take the 23andMe challenge. Can we please? Nick, when you talk about white shit and you are claiming to be a white guy, like, all I hear is a mariachi band playing in the background. Okay, you are a little dwarfish man whose ancestors walked across this ice bridge right here, and you waddled your way down here, and you're fucking conquistadors and, you know, missionaries and doing missionary position with the missionaries, and you walked down here, then there was an ice age, and then you walked back here, you're eating rice and beans the whole fucking time, right? Like, you do not have European heritage. Okay, your number, if you were to take this test, would just be nowhere near 90 percentile, let alone 99.5. So you do not speak for white people, all right? Please refrain from doing so.
Anti-white, Muslim, uppity Somali. Ilhan Omar straight up hates white people. It could not be more clear that she has absolute contempt for whites and Americans.
Yes. Yeah.
She's a boss bitch, Muslim, brown, socialist, and Ryan Grimm is like, classic Ilhan, total boss.
I don't know Ryan Grimm or why he hates him, but yes, people fawn over this thing, and that's why some people suspect that that squirt incident was a fake.
Dude, fuck these people. Like, you cannot get it through your head enough. Hasan Piker, Ryan Grimm, Alex Preddy, Renee Good, fuck all of them. I am so done with the left. We have to extricate ourselves.
This is why Nick Fuentes left the left.
From the left-wing capture on this issue. You do not need to be an open borders, anti-white, left-wing, Marxist, piece of human garbage to criticize Israel. As a matter of fact, it inhibits your ability to see the full picture. Where do you think open borders came from?
First of all, dude, get Israel out of your mouth, you obsessive freak. Like, Israel has nothing to... The problems of America and our illegal immigrants and our demographic shifting has literally nothing to do with Israel. All right? That is our problem. Israel could blink off the face of the earth, we'd still have the same problem. And it's been a slow-moving train wreck for multiple decades. Okay, so, I mean, it's a distraction. It is a pointless distraction to keep bringing up this country. Why don't you just be like, America's got problems, we have illegal immigrants, also fuck Armenia. Like, fuck Azerbaijan, am I right? Like, it doesn't matter, dude.
Before the Hart-Celler Act, before the Civil Rights Act, you had a huge Jewish population inside the United States fighting to get the government to let in more Holocaust refugees. You had a huge contingent of Jewish lawyers and judges and activists.
Big if true. Okay, so what? But, I mean, the numbers are small, by the way, compared to every other group in the white population of America, but it's not surprising that Jewish people advocated for Jewish interests and Jewish survivors of the Holocaust, etc. This is not surprising to me. The fact that the ADL exists or any group has organized on the basis of advocating for that group, this is not exclusive to Jews. What I would say it shines a light on, and Nick is aware of this, is that when it comes to white people, we don't have anything like that. There is no representation for us as a group, and there is no advocacy for us. So that is an alarming problem. Now, it used to not be a problem. It used to not be necessary because it was deemed loosely that, like, all of America is a white advocacy group. And it's like, that is clearly not true. Okay? We are not being catered to in any meaningful way. It's like saying, why is there no White History Month? Blacks get Black History Month. Why not whites? And the common response to that is, oh, every month is White History Month. But that is bullshit. January has come and gone. When were whites celebrated? Oh, never? Never. So there is no positive energy. There is no exchange of money. There is no planning or bonding or unity over white people, white identity. The whole entire thing is like taboo. You're not supposed to be anybody. You're supposed to be an individual wage slave who is self-flagellating and cucked and hates themselves. And, you know, surprise, surprise, there are new generations of white people who are like, this is fucking retarded. Okay, this is not something I can get behind. This is not inspiring to me. This is not, it reeks of falseness too. It's a lie. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to be proud of who you are? You can get some Aboriginal guy waving a fucking flag. There's about to be a fight, UFC, out in Australia. There's a couple, like, native dudes, like Aboriginal guys. There's a guy, Tai Tuivasa. Okay, he's a fat fuck who's about to walk out there. He's lost 5 fights in a row, I think maybe more. Okay, he's over his last 5, I know that. I don't know how the hell he's still in the UFC. He comes out there, he swings, he tries his best, but he's a fat idiot. He might actually win this fight because the guy he's fighting is tall, and he's going to throw haymakers at this dude's head. The guy got knocked out and dropped his last fight. Anyway, he comes out there and reps his Aboriginal heritage. I think he's an Australian citizen, but he comes out with an Aboriginal flag, which is like this picture of a sun. The Aboriginals figured out there was a thing called the sun. And they're like, let's make that our flag. Okay, why? Because you didn't build anything else. So, like, the sun's a thing, let's put it on the fucking flag. I guess we put stars on ours, so, I mean, who are we to talk? We only invented the modern fucking world. So the Aboriginals, there's zero reason to be prideful for this guy, and he comes out and waves the banner. Imagine if a white guy did something similar and was waving not a national flag. There's no Aboriginal country. He's waving a racial flag. Imagine a white guy coming out with some, like, I don't even know. What would the symbol be? Just, hey, white people, this is a symbol to represent us, white men. Imagine that. Now, this guy, I'm obviously rooting against him. Now, he's taking on some other mestizo motherfucking Brazilian guy. So a brown is going to win. But my lord. So the point is, when every time Nick bitches at like Jewish interests and Jewry and the ADL and APAC and all that shit, what he's really saying is, where's our version of this? Like any semblance of a version of this. And why he is frustrated in Trump or MAGA or the Republican Party or Turning Point USA is because he is trying to will those things into being that, and they clearly are not that. So JD Vance doesn't even have a fucking white wife. He's the freaking patron saint of white people? I don't think so. Neither is Trump and his Jewish lawyers and his Jewish family members and his allegiance to Israel. Like, he doesn't, none of these things scratch the itch for Nick because it simply doesn't exist. And when you have a shrieking, bisexually curious Mexican midget incel being the advocate for white people and speaking in extreme language and saying, like, we should kill Hasan Piker and shit like that, it's not going to get any traction. And it's like a whimpering case is being made for what is an actual legitimate thing. So white advocacy is a real thing. Go talk to Jared Taylor about it. And its absence is a real issue. And a lot of the frustration that we see is that we are not being represented politically, not in Hollywood, not in movies, not in culture, not in media, in journalism. It is simply absent from our society. And why the fuck is that the case? Because not only are we aware of its absence, we're aware of its presence with every other effing group. So, do you want to compare black pride to white pride? Do you want to compare? Do you want to compare black girl magic to, I don't know, positive sentiments about white women and how they are uniquely beautiful? Is that kosher? Ironic I would use the word kosher. Can we have pride in our Jewish heritage? Oh, they can. Can we have pride in our European heritage? No, you cannot is the answer. And there's a growing sentiment of people who are sick and tired of the status quo, of what is normal. And speaking as a person who has been canceled, like Nick, but like me, who have spoken positively about white anything and have been thusly labeled and vilified and demonized, I'm here to say, now that I'm wet, now that I'm in the deep end, now that I've been dunked upon, the water is fine in here. It's not so bad. Times are changing. Fuck this double standard and hypocrisy. You have every reason on earth to be proud of who you come from, where you come from, the story you come from. I reference back to 23andMe. These people did not fuck and breed and conquer the universe for no reason. Okay? Are you aware that He-Man is white? I don't know about Orko. Kind of looks like a pygmy. But He-Man is white. He is the master of the universe. Blonde. That's not an accident, okay? It's not a bug. It is a feature. Act accordingly.
And we win by the grace of God!
Go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.